I think the competitive environment here is very much like it elevates everyone. It's like you see what someone else is doing, you're like, oh wow, look at that. Like I could do that. I have those opportunities. Like I have the resources to do that too. Or even like hearing about what everyone else is doing. Like it's really inspiring for me personally. And I've talked to a lot of people who feel that way. And I think that's really great because competition can very much tear people down, but that's not really what happens here. It just really wakes everyone up and makes everyone better. So I think that's really amazing.
But when you think of a positive business environment, it's one that people know how to work in a team effectively, how to genuinely collaborate, how to make sure they're working on the same goals and communicating with each other. And Carlson really emphasizes that from your first year and leading stuff in teams all the way through when you're a senior and you're working on group projects throughout the whole thing. So they really emphasize the positive culture.
I think during Mental Health Awareness Week, there's like a table set up with books and resources and everything like that. And I feel like that's very important for everybody.
If you have like a good routine, then it will be easier for you to get through the day, manage your time, get work done.
Don't be afraid to reach out to your professors, to have them look over your work before you turn in, or reach out to TAs, reach out to other students who can be beneficial, use your resources.
If you have 15 credit hours, make sure you're spending 15 hours outside of class, at least. And, that equates to a little bit less than a full-time job, and that's what being a full-time student is.
Always have your elevator pitch ready. If you don't know how to write an elevator pitch, again, career coaches are there to help you with that. It's just like a 1-minute about you spiel that should basically make the company recruiters interested in you.
Go talk to your academic advisor, go have a career coaching experience, go use all these resources that are available for you because those 4 years fly by really fast.
For accounting students, we have a great peer tutor program.
Other students, I think, are an incredible resource to have. So getting to know a few of the students that are in your class, that you're in, or in the same program, and then talking about those.
There is also a study abroad like Carlson Global Institute Center where they also have like people who like personally work with you to help you find like your specific study abroad plan, like what you want to do, what's perfect for you.
I am such an advocate for the Smart Peer Tutors. It's a free resource offered by the U, Smart Peer Tutors.
Go to clubs. That's the easiest way to kind of learn more about an industry, a company, because a lot of times those companies actually pay to come here. Like they want to talk to us. So if you go to clubs, they're not gonna do probably their normal boring presentation. They're gonna try to make it fun. They're gonna be interactive because they want you to apply for them.
So I am a TA for Design Your Life. So that is part of the Carlson Crew program. And I think that has really helped me meet new people again, meet other peers who are also TAs and leaders. And then it's also helped me build like a really good community and like give back to my community. I'm also in Women in Business, which is really nice. This year I'm part of the networking committee, so I'm helping set up networking events and alumni panel events.
I've been a part of the Carlson Crew, which is the TA organization that they've been building, so that's been really cool. It's helped me build my own network, and it's also helped me connect with everyone else.
If you really like a class, like I like stats, for example, so I TA for stats now. You get to really interact with the professor and learn a lot about the class while also getting paid.
Well, I'm part of the Student Marketing Association, and I feel like this year, maybe more than past years, we've been able to get a lot of cool companies to come in, and a lot of big, well-known companies also.
Taking the time to decide what you want to get out of this experience and not comparing yourself to all your classmates, just finding what is best for you.
Figure out what you don't like, because sometimes starting with a list and like crossing stuff off can be just as helpful as trying to figure out like what's the thing I really want to do. And you might be left with more options, and then leaning into like how do you combine a really specific interest with like a skill set to make a good path. So leaning into your interests, figuring out what things you don't want to do are 2 things I encourage students to start with. I think failure feels really big in the moment, but just know you're not going to remember it in 5 years, and it's not going to impact you, and you just got to you just gotta push through those feelings and like not let it stop you or trip you up.
But I do know that in the real world, in the long run, if you don't put in the work and effort, in the long run, that is going to be a big negative for you.
Just like be involved, because that's where you're going to meet people. You're going to make those connections, and it's going to be beneficial to you.
It's okay if you tried something and don't like it. I think that I was really, really stressed out my freshman year trying to figure out how to be not the best version of myself, but like the best business student. And I think that was kind of the wrong perspective. And so hearing like, hey, it's fine if you tried something and you don't want to try it again was really helpful for me, because then I didn't feel guilty about going to look for other things, and I didn't feel like I was missing out if I chose not to pursue something. You know, if you don't try one thing, it's really hard to get involved. So
the career and student life combination of services is really unique. Like there's not a lot of schools that kind of package their clubs with their career development, which is like exactly what my role is. So I think it's really unique that students get a chance to not only build a community and make friends and like develop those networks through our organizations, but also like develop really strong career outcomes, and have an office that like, yes, we're focused on helping you get internships and jobs, but we're also focused on helping you like build community and like have leadership development and personal development and really enjoy your time in college. Like that's pretty unique for a business school.
I think specifically about Carlson is one of the few schools that has such close proximity to so many large businesses. And as part of that, a lot of the students who come to Carlson end up working for many of those.
Business fits together with a lot of different fields. You know, there's business in healthcare, there's business in technology, there's business in so many other aspects too, like finance, investment banking. There's so many sectors that I think it's an integral part of our economy. And I think that's what's interested me for a long time.
What I would say is the most prevalent is just the like tangible opportunities and experiences, both inside and outside the classroom. To me, it's completely value added because you have professors who have actual real world experience. So they're giving you case study opportunities and you're working with actual companies.
That's a really good question. I think we have a lot of things that really set us apart. One thing that is really, really cool is that we were the first school in the country to require all students to do the international experience. And so having that study abroad component is really, really cool because no business nowadays is kind of only in the US. Everything is so global. And so we want our students to understand what business is like in another country, how to work with people from all over the world. And I think it's a really awesome, really beneficial experience.
The pressure to find a career right away has kind of been taken off. Like there's a lot more exploring is almost more important. That kind of attitude around Carlson.
Nico and myself are the president and vice president team. We're working on like our own set of presidential initiatives, which hasn't been a thing in the past, you know, like specific to the presidential team. And we just got approval for 2 fundraisers, one to fund fresh fruit in the maroon and gold lobby for the whole year, which is really exciting because they got hit with budget cuts, so we couldn't provide that. So we talked with institutional advancement and we got funding for that via Give to the Max Day. And the other thing that we got funding for is a non-traditional internship stipend, so 4 of them. So we got $10,000 for 4 scholarships. And so I'm really, really excited about that because one of the things that we're huge on this year is enabling student authenticity and looking at unpaid internships and nonprofit internships. A lot of students can't afford to do that, so they never get to explore that avenue if they're passionate about it. So just having the opportunity to have a stipend for something like that is a really big deal.
I've been a part of starting Club MIS, so that's been really cool to see the process of starting a new club.
I would say innovative.
Reputable.
Competitive, but supportive.
I gotta just say collaborative.
Motivated is the word I would choose. Yeah.
Maybe like stressful but good. Like stressful for the right reason. If it's stressful, that means that there's opportunities and that means that you care about what you're doing.
I've been growth mindset and honestly just driven. I think that's the big one, is everyone here is really driven.